The Air is the best place to really appreciate the true impact of Hanson's restoration in the Nene Valley near Northampton. It is only from above that you can see that progressive working along the valley over time has created a 16-mile-long linear park. Such is its significance that it has become a special protection area for vulnerable bird species. Originally, this valley was intensively farmed. When permission was given for gravel extraction, it became apparent that there wasn't sufficient overburden available to backfill to agriculture. Wetland was the obvious route, but the prospect idea wasn't initially popular with everyone in the area.
Some of the locals were against water, just out and out against water to start with, but the surrounding trees frame the wetlands, and the fragmented water bodies help hide some of the water areas. But they've generally all come round to enjoying what is now a park here at Stanwick in particular, and in other parts of the valley, and so to actually enjoy the amenities that the lakes and the lakeside habitats provide. The linkage between the sites is important because not only do you have the same habitats in each of the individual sites, but the fact that they do join up together and form a whole corridor of habitats means that species can move between them. If they're disturbed in one site, they can move to another, and that several miles of these wetland habitats provides a great corridor within the valley floor for species to move up and down.
At first sight, this very large screening bank is a little different to any of the others in wide use throughout the industry. But ask an ecologist to take a closer look at what has been achieved at Bayston Hill, and you soon recognise that this one is special. While performing an important screening role, it also manages to incorporate 20 hectares of priority habitat. Lafarge Tarmac would be the first to agree that input from Shropshire Council and from the community have been invaluable.
Working in partnership is key to what we've achieved here, really. I think we recognise that we can achieve a lot more working together than we can just working by ourselves, and the involvement, the expertise from Shropshire, from the county ecologists from Shropshire Council. We've had a local bird watcher and invertebrate specialist. They've all fed in information that's really enabled us to, adapt our management and really achieve the sort of the habitat requirements we want, the things we want to achieve. We actually don't think we're going to do that a lot quicker with the help and support of the people we work with on this site.
Well, I work in the natural environment team of Shropshire Council, and our objectives with this restoration was to ensure that the restoration not only had as minimal impact as possible on biodiversity and the landscape as possible, but it actually complemented the landscape features that are in the area here and added to the biodiversity interest in the county. The scale of this site is quite impressive, really. I mean, when I first saw the plans for the landform here, and the figures involved, we've got nearly 20 hectares or so to play with. So in terms of the area of lowland meadow being created, it's about a quarter of what our target is for the county or more, and there's significant areas of parkland and also the woodland involved.
One of the highlights here was a community hay spreading exercise. When initial seeding of the grassland didn't produce the diversity of plant species being sought, everyone got together to spread green hay that had been harvested from a local nature reserve. With species like yellow rattle already appearing, the effort has clearly been worthwhile. The remarkable thing about the Attenborough Nature Reserve is that it opened all of 47 years ago, yet it keeps growing even larger and better. With gravel extraction continuing, the process of recolonisation of aquatic and waterside habitats is still ongoing. While best known for its birds and for wildfowl in particular, Attenborough still records new species of plants and invertebrates and is home to a wide range of fish. But this is one nature reserve where the interests of wildlife and of people are very much in harmony. So much so that the site won a Gold Award for Sustainable Tourism in 2007 and was listed amongst the top 10 eco-destinations in the world. At its heart is a hugely popular nature centre, whose facilities include a shop and cafe, plus extensive education facilities, interactive displays and meeting rooms. The whole setup is managed by the Nottinghamshire Wildlife Trust, which enjoys a strong relationship with CEMEX.
Attenborough Nature Centre is absolutely fantastic for visitors. It brings so much to the community, from just passively turning up and going for a walk and you know, appreciating the nature, right through to some of the interactive games we have in the centre. And also we have a full programme of courses. We've got an education team that busily engage with schools and kids in holiday clubs. So we really do engage with the public here. I mean, this site's a massive achievement just because it goes from a quarrying site right up to a sort of leading visitor centre, really. It's very popular. It's 250,000 visitors a year. It's, you know, and the achievements for wildlife are immense.
Tor is one of the largest quarries in the country, a small part of the Mendips, which supplies limestone across a large area of southern England. The fact that its 600 acres contain 4 local wildlife sites, plus an area of protected ancient woodland, demonstrates that it also manages its biodiversity on a large scale. Tens of thousands of new native trees have been planted around the quarry, and older ones are being looked after through coppicing and control of non-native species. Flower-rich calcareous grassland is being not just protected, but added to on quarry tips which offer the right nutrient-poor conditions. To date, over 60 flowering plants have been recorded on these habitats. The grazing that is needed to maintain the habitat has been restored, and that is in turn attracting invertebrates that feed off the nectar. The fact that the barn owl has been seen hunting here indicates that small mammals also value this new environment. In the drive to support the Mendip Hills Living Landscapes project, particular attention is being focused on greater and lesser horseshoe bats.
Over 13 species of bats have been recorded in Asham Wood, and we're very keen to support them where we can. Also, when in flight, they'd like to follow corridors such as hedgerows, where they feel safe to fly. Therefore, a key part of the restoration around the quarry has been to provide hedgerows that link up areas of woodland and areas of grassland that have the roost habitats and the foraging opportunities.
Meanwhile, the quarry reservoir is another important part of the biodiversity programme. It was originally built in 2003 with bird life in mind, but it too has been enhanced through the creation of an island as a safe nesting environment, and a reed bed has been added at one end.